Hello everyone, myself Venu, lecturer in mechanical engineering from Government Polytechnic Varangal College, and subject dealing about the refrigeration and air conditioning. So today's topic is fundamentals of refrigeration, and we know about today we able to understand some basics regarding the refrigeration. What is the refrigeration? And we'll see some objectives here. And after completion of this topic, so you are all able to understood regarding the definition of the refrigeration and know the history of the refrigeration and knowing the methods of the refrigeration. So surely you can understood all these things, and we will discuss all these objectives one by one, and also we will discuss the 1-2 methods in this today's topic. Coming to the refrigeration and some terminology, will explain clearly about all those things. So these are the objectives to study, and starting with the question here, I think you can see on the screen. So if you are pouring or storing some water in a container, it is getting cooled, and the question is how the water is getting cooled if you pour the water in the container. Okay, so think about it. You can see a simple answer regarding that is, if you pour or store the water in a pot and keep for some time, they will get cool. So have you ever questioned how the water is getting cooled if you pour in the some clay pot? The pot, in the sense it is a clay pot, how the water is getting cooled? Right? Again the same question will arise, why the water is not getting cooled when the same water is poured in the steel vessel? So what is the science behind that? The answer is no, the water cannot be get cooled in a steel vessel. So let make some conversation between understood between these two things, how the water is getting cooled in the clay pot and why the water is not getting cooled in the steel vessel. So what is the science behind this? We'll see this. Further, the answer is, you can read it here. If you observe it clearly, the pot has some the porous type of structures around the pot. And the clay pot, if you observe, small holes will be present, very porous holes will be present where you cannot see on the steel vessel. Again the question arises, what will happen if the porous holes present on the pot? What is happening there? So what type of cooling effect is taking place? How the water is getting cooled? And if you observe it clearly again, the water droplets are forming around that pot. And also if you observe clearly, another observation made is the water is getting evaporated in the pot. If you observe the water content, the level of that water is getting decreased. What happened to that remaining water? How it is getting evaporated? So here we will see how the water is getting cooled in the pot. So make the observation of all these things. So science behind that is the evaporation cooling process. So whenever the water is getting evaporated through that porous holes which are present on the or around the whatever the clay pot is there, so it is getting cooling effect. So let us understood it very easily. uh, what is happening here during the evaporation of water? It means why the evaporation is taking place. The outside temperature is very hot. If you observe during the summer, we are using the pots, clay pots. At the outside it is very hot, and if you observe the water which is present in inside that, it is getting cooled. So here what is happening here, due to these temperature differences, the water which is present in the pot or in the pot, uh, due to these temperature differences, the water is getting evaporated through the porous holes in the form of the heat. It means the heat which is present in the water which is placed in the pot, the heat is getting rejected to the surroundings, and the temperature of that water is getting cooled. So the heat in the form of the water is getting evaporated, which is deposited on the pot in the form of a small droplets. So this rejection of heat due to the evaporation process, the water which is present in the pot is getting cooled, so which cannot be happened in the vessels where the porous holes cannot be seen, like a example like steel vessels. So why you are discussing all these things? Because our topic or our subject is dealing about the refrigeration and air conditioning. If you understood those terminology, both of the terms are dealing regarding about the cooling nature or some cooling effect, how it is taking place. We'll learn one by one. And next, so you can read that point. Heat is required for evaporation. So evaporation has to be taking place. Further, it requires the heat. So that heat is taken from the water and it is sent to the surroundings through the porous holes, and the water is getting cooled. That is a simple process taking place. That is the evaporation cooling process. That is one method of refrigeration. And here this terminology can be taken as it is a natural process of cooling water. And again the question arises, what is the artificial process of cooling water? So nowadays if you observe, we are using the refrigerators. Like it means a mechanical equipment or a mechanical system we are using, uh, applying some external thing on that, and we are getting the cooling water. It's a artificial process. So we will learn that also. And here, uh, the terminology I want to discuss regarding different terminology will come across this. One is the refrigeration and refrigeration system and refrigerant. Remember these three terminology, which will come in the next on in the ongoing classes. One is the refrigeration system, and a refrigerant. First we'll learn what is the refrigeration. So coming into the main topic, first I will discuss the terminology of the subject. uh, the two terminologies are there. One is the refrigeration and other one is the air conditioning. First we will learn about the refrigeration. So both will, if you observe, the common point in that both are giving the cooling effect, right? But what is the difference between the refrigeration and the air conditioning? So observe here, you can see the statement here. The mechanical process of cooling the substances is known as refrigeration. Okay, I understood this one. The mechanical process of cooling the substances or any products is known as refrigeration. So clearly understood the definition. Coming to the main definition here, this definition is given by the ASHRAE. So it means American Society of Heating, Refrigeration and Air Conditioning Engineers. Has given the definition. You can read the statement as the science of providing and maintaining temperatures below that of surrounding atmosphere is known as refrigeration. So earlier discussed that just like a pot, the temperature maintained inside the space, it means the water is getting cooled, and compared with the outer side surrounding atmosphere temperature, the inside temperature is less. So how we are providing that temperature and how we are maintaining the temperature, so all these things is defined as a refrigeration. So this is a definition. Hope you have understood that definition. Okay, right. So further terminology we can discuss regarding the refrigeration. So what we have told regarding that, it is a removing of heat from a substance or space to be cooled. Actually, naturally, how the cooling process the heat flow will take place from hot body to cold body. Whereas here in this refrigeration, some external agency we are applying, and artificially we are getting the cooling effect. So for this, what here the heat transfer is taking place from the cold body to hot body. It's the reverse of the natural process. So here further terminology is explained like this: removing of a heat from a substance or space to be cooled. It means just like you take a simple example of your refrigerator or fridge. You are keeping some substances or products like vegetables, fruits or some other substances, placing inside the refrigerator. whatever the product's heat is there, it is getting, the heat is removed from the product, and a cooling effect is provided to that, or whatever the space is there. So that space, it contains some heat, that heat is carried outside, and that space is getting cooled. So the terminology can be taken as a refrigeration. See here, simply you can understand from this diagram the meaning of refrigeration. So whatever the thing is there here in the round, the white colored rounded, in that we are consider it as a space which has to be cooled, or whatever the products we are placing inside that this thing, it has to get cooled. So what is happening here, you can observe the animation part here. The heat which is presented in the substances or products, the heat is getting rejected to the heat getting rejected outside to the surroundings. What happens here, temperature is decreased in the substances and it is getting cooled. Okay, so every point can be explained what is a refrigeration. I hope you have understood that, and we will learn later how that cooling effect is taking place. Okay, just understood the refrigeration, meaning of a refrigeration or definition of refrigeration. Now you can see the same thing here. Whatever the refrigeration term we are using here, so it is the artificially we are providing or producing the coldness. The method what we are using, different methods can be utilized to producing the coolness, artificial methods. And I told that other terminologies after refrigeration system. Refrigeration system means, so whatever the equipment we are using, equipment or any other machine we are using to maintain the lower temperature in a space or in a particular area. So that particular equipment can be taken as or named as a refrigeration system. And third, the terminology is a refrigerant. Refrigerant is a just like a heat carrying medium. If you are using that equipment means, so in that we have to use one heat carrying medium where it has to uh, take the heat take away the heat from the products and give the cooling effect or give the lower temperatures to them, right? So that heat carrying medium can be named or can be called as a refrigerant. So three terms: refrigeration system, and refrigerant. Next, so let us move to some the like phase changes, how the phase changes is taking place. You know that the phase change can be possible from solid to liquid, and liquid to vapor, and again from vapor to liquid, or liquid to solid. All these things will take place here. For all these things, what is the requirement is the heat. Whenever the addition of heat or rejection of heat is taking place, so these phase changes will take place. You can see there's some like a melting of solid or melting of some ice will take place, where it converts from solid to liquid. Or the other terminology, if you see the sublimation process, here you can understood the sublimation process, where that solid state particle or solid state substance is there, it is directly converted to the vapor form without without change to the intermediate stage like liquid. The solid is directly converted to the vapor form. So that is a sublimation process. We'll see the how, what are the product, which product is there where the substance is directly converted from solid to vapor, right? Next, the third one is evaporation. As we have explained regarding that pot example, clay pot, evaporation of liquid is taking place and how the cooling effect is taking place. So all these three will use the cooling effect. For all these three methods, it requires the heat. Okay, right. So these are the three methods used to remove the heat from the space to be cooled. And when some amount of heat is removed from a system, the temperature of the system decreases. So as you know, I hope you understood that point. And using refrigerant, so here the key point is how the heat is removed from the system, and how the cooling effect is taking place. The thing you have to understood here is the heat carrying medium is used in the system, so it will flows inside the pipes. If you observe the take the example of a refrigerator, you can observe some pipes out there. Some 1/4 inch of a copper pipe will be used there, where in that the refrigerant is flowing in the form of a liquid or in the form of a vapor, where the heat is removed. And when the refrigerant is passed through the system, the change of the state occurs. So it means it is at some part or at some component the refrigerant it changes its phases or changes its state. Whenever the heat rejection is taking place, when heat addition is taking place, it changes to liquid or it changes to vapor. Next, okay, so this is regarding the explanation of the refrigeration and refrigeration system and refrigerant. These are three terms, please try to remember. Next, moving on to a slight discussion regarding the history of refrigeration. So coming to the history, it is clearly some basic things how the water is getting cooled. Firstly, I have explained that evaporative cooling process. So before that, around 2500 BC, like that, uh, we are using the ice cubes. Ice is mostly used where to get the refrigeration effect. So you can see uh, most cold countries which are there, the availability of ice is more. So around since 2500 BC only, the refrigeration usage of refrigeration is taken place. So naturally available ice is used for that purpose. So nowadays we are using the artificial refrigeration. Olden days the natural refrigeration is with the help of the ice cubes. The thing advantage regarding that is the ice cubes, plenty of ice is available during the particular season at that areas. Whereas coming to the disadvantage, a lot of areas are not available that particular ice, and depending on the season also, the ice availability will not taking place. So a lot of and it is inconvenient to use the ice directly to cool the products or to cool the substances. Okay. And another method, just not only the ice cooling process, what I explained, that evaporative cooling was another application in those days used by the Indians. It is most popular, the clay pot, till now we are using that. So this is a example, common example, then nothing but clay or earthen pots, evaporation of water is taking place. Okay. And so this is how in China you can see that ice was harvested and stored. So the storing process, so it is make up with some dust, some dust or some other storage. Insulation is one of the problem there. Okay, so to store the ice, they are used some methods, but insulation, it means for a longer time we cannot store the ice. You can see in 4th century AD, the East Indians were able to produce refrigeration by dissolving the salt in water. It's a very interesting one. By dissolving the salt in water, I think you can see this thing where you have seen that the mixing of salt in the water. What happens here? It is also a very interesting fact. It will prepare, it is named as a brine solution. Whenever the salt content or some concentration is mixed with the water, that concentration can be taken as a brine solution, so which is helpful to maintain the temperatures at very low temperatures for longer time. So minus centigrades can be maintained whenever it is mixed with ice along with the salt content. Ice can be kept at without getting evaporated. It can be get put for longer time. And here the actual artificial refrigeration. Till now we have seen that ice and evaporative or the natural refrigeration. Coming to the artificial refrigeration, so that era of the mechanical refrigeration, naming it as a artificial refrigeration, which is started in the year of 1790. And here more the revolution is taken place. So when the refrigeration, the hand operated refrigeration system was invented, that is here you can see that in 1834 Jacob Perkins, so he developed a hand operated refrigeration system with the help of the fluid named ether. So ether is used as a working fluid in that particular system to get the cooling effect. The first revolution. And continuation of him, so a physician named Dr. John Gorey in the year 1851, the first American patent of cold air machine. So in the name itself it indicates here he used the cold air to produce the ice. So whatever the purpose is utilized here to is responsible to invent the one machine here, the cold air machine. So that purpose is to cure the people who are suffering from the high fever. So that is a thing which is used to create a new machine, that is a cold air machine, to produce the ice. And another invention is that USA named scientist again Ferdinand Carr developed a vapor absorption refrigeration system. A shortcut we are naming it as a VAR, vapor absorption refrigeration system, by using the combination of the ammonia and water. And this system can also be explained in the further classes. And later on, after the rapid development, the rapid development is taken place in the 20th century, where the motors has developed, electric motors, and compressors are developed. So high speed compressors can be seen. uh, they are very helpful. The compressors and electric motors, they are very helpful to form or to develop a equipment named vapor compression refrigeration system. Still we are using that system to run the refrigeration equipment, where you are getting the artificial cooling effect very in a high possible way. So these different techniques are developed in the recent years. Next, at present, the numerous applications of refrigeration in our daily life, and also in many industries, you can see the refrigeration part, where you can see the cooling effect at any way. In every household, you can see the refrigerators, and in any you can see any industries, you can see the air conditioners, and like a milk chilling plants, or some cold machine apparatus where the requirement is there. All the areas it requires the refrigeration is playing an important role in our daily life. So it is also become one of the luxury part also, just like discussed, like a air conditioner, which is providing the comfort to our life. The air conditioner. And next, moving on to the next topic, that is methods of refrigeration. uh, can discuss here. First of all, we are listing out the methods of refrigeration, and later on we will discuss uh, listing out. We will discuss the one by one the different methods of refrigeration. Here you can see the list. The first one is the ice refrigeration. We'll see and how the ice cubes are used to get the refrigeration effect. And next one is the dry ice refrigeration. Third method is evaporative refrigeration. Fourth one is refrigeration by expansion of air or by throttling of air. And next one is throttling of gas and steam jet refrigeration. Next one is vapor compression refrigeration system. As I have told that till now we are using this system. It is a big revolutionary system. We naming a shortcut as a VCR system, vapor compression refrigeration system. And the next, vapor absorption refrigeration system, liquid nitrogen refrigeration system. So all these are the some 8 to 9 different methods of refrigerations are there. We'll discuss the one by one the methods of refrigeration. First, we'll move on to the ice refrigeration. How the cooling effect can be get. We can clearly, briefly, we can discuss in this ice refrigeration method. So here, as you know that the temperature of the space is decreased by the use of ice. Ice can be naturally harvested or artificially made. I hope you have understood these points. Whenever you are using the ice, the inside the room or in a space, if you place the ice, what happens? The temperature inside that space it get reduced, and what happened to the ice? It get melted, right? So that is the thing. We'll explain it clearly by using the line diagram. And ice can be produced, it can be made artificially or naturally, it can be formed. uh, there are two different methods to discuss the ice refrigeration. The important one is the direct ice refrigeration method, and the next one is indirect ice refrigeration method. So in this today's topic, we discuss about the direct ice refrigeration method. So just after understanding the direct ice refrigeration method, so you can easily conclude. We will conclude the indirect ice refrigeration method also. So I hope you can understood it very easily. First, we will see about the direct ice refrigeration method. So here is a line diagram. So you can observe the line diagram. Observe the components that are placed here. Okay. So hope you have seen all the components present in the direct ice. So whatever the cabin provided here, so whatever the dashed lines are there here, so it is an insulation part. So it's a section view you can take here. So it is an insulation part surrounded over here, where the heat cannot be added or heat cannot be rejected from this here. So insulation is must and should here. And if you observe the inner component of that, you can see here that from the top, the ice is placed over the some tray is provided here. So on the tray, the ice is provided here, and below that you can see some storage cabins are placed here, 1 2 3 4. So it's a food storage area. So whatever the food you have to get cooled, so you can place that the food inside that, like a vegetables, fruits, meat, or any other thing you can place inside that. So this is a storage cabin provided at the bottom. And you can see a animation part here. Whatever the ice get evaporated and it convert melted, and it get whatever the water is there. After melting of ice, the water will drain through the pipe. So here the drain pipe is provided. You can see in the dotted lines providing here. Okay. And the airflow is provided here at the some other side. And what happens here, understood? So observe the here. Whenever the airflow is provided inside that, what is happening here? So observe from this side, the air from the bottom, so it is moving on to the top. So it means the low density air or some warm air or some hot air which is entered into the storage cabin, so it is from the bottom it is moving to upwards. Whatever the heat of that particular product is there, so from that also the heat is carried to the top. So due to its low density air, the warm air, it will move and make contact with the ice. So during this, what happen? The heat exchange will take place. So the air will get cooled and it get more dense than the warm air. So the dense air or cooled air will come, due to its high density, will flow to the downwards. So during its flow, it will make contact with the products. Whenever it is making contact with the product, the heat exchange will take place from the product to the cooled air. What happens to the product? The heat which is present in the product get rejected out or taken by the cooled air, and whatever the low temperature carrying by the cold air, it is given to the products, and the products will get cooled, and the heat is carried by the cold air. And again further, what happened? The cold air, its temperature again increases. What happens? It will come down, and due to the temperature rises, again the air which is present inside the cave at the bottom, again it will move to the topwards until the ice get melted. The complete ice gets melted, so the flow of air is taking place like that. So during this process, the products are getting cooled and ice is getting melted and the water is collecting at the bottom. So ultimately the refrigeration effect is taking place. It means cooling effect is taking place with the help of this direct ice refrigeration method. So here you can see some points discussing here. So it consists of an insulated cabin. What I have told here, around this, it's the insulation cabin. Must and should have place the insulation cabin. Then, if not, the heat will make direct contact with the ice, and it will get the rapid melting of ice will take place very fast. And so ice blocks are arranged on the ice trays. So on the ice tray, the top of the cabinet, and you can see the process here. Warm air goes up and gets cooled by the melting of ice, and whatever the dense cold air will come down and make contact with the food products, touching the food products, and products will get cooled. It's a simple process taking place. So this is about the direct ice refrigeration method, and here you can see again again the same process. Whatever the heat absorbed by the cold air, it gets heated up again and become lighter, and again moves up, rises up, and again make contact with the natural ice. What are the ice provided at the in the cabinet? Ultimately, the stored products are there. It is getting cooled. So you can see the temperature ranges here. The ice refrigeration. So the products can be maintained to a temperature of 5 degrees to 10 degrees centigrade. Right? And one thing you can see, if you use a simply ice here, you cannot maintain the temperatures up to less than these 5 degrees, some 3 degrees, 2 degrees, or 0 degrees. So it is highly impossible to maintain with this simple ice refrigeration. To maintain that below the 0 degree centigrade, so here a simple solution is provided here, that is mixing the ice along with the NaCl, the solution NaCl, calcium chloride or sodium chloride, or some salt, pepper with ice. So adding the salt, but NaCl to the ice, what happens? You can see the ice cream seller at the outside. Whenever the ice cubes are there, so is frequently adding some salt content to that ice, pouring the in the container around that to the ice. He is adding the salt content. What is the reason? It maintains or it keeps the ice cube at very low temperatures, and melting of ice take place at a very slower rate, and very lower temperatures can be maintained. Whatever the food products are there, it will also get very lesser temperatures. So that is the use of this solution NaCl, CaCl2, or some salt mixing along with that ice. So you can see this the direct ice refrigerator. So this is a simple line diagram of that. So it's here. Ice is coming with a direct contact with the stored items. So heat is absorbed by the ice from the stored items by melting, and is the cooling the stored items. So this is a simple example. I hope you have understood the direct ice refrigeration system. Whereas in the indirect ice refrigeration system, the direct contact of this whatever the ice along with the that air, so it means the droplets, it is making contact with the products in the direct ice refrigeration. Whereas in the indirect ice refrigeration, only the cooling temperature is only carried up to the products. It is not making direct contact with the ice. Products are not making direct contact with the ice. Only the temperature is carried up to the products, and heat exchange is taking place. So that is regarding the indirect ice refrigeration system. Coming to some applications of direct ice refrigeration, so it can be used in any hotels. I think all of you are observed it. Like just given the example of ice cubes, where they are selling the ice foods at the outside, and also you can see in some hotels, ice cubes are dumped and the drinks are getting cooled directly. It's a simple method, right? Hope you understood that ice refrigeration, one is a direct and indirect method. The next one is the next method of refrigeration is dry ice refrigeration. Why the name is given as a dry? Dry in the sense, when you will say it is wet, it means whenever some liquid is making contact with your hand, what happens? It will get wet, right? Similarly, if you take a simple ice, if you place ice on your hand, it will get wet, right? But if you observe this ice, the dry ice, which will not make wet your hand. So there is a the process is taking place here, that ice is directly converting or directly changing its phase from solid to vapor. So intermediate stage is not taking place here, so wet nature is not there. So due to that reason, it then named as a dry ice refrigeration. Mm, so here, so chemically you can take that whatever the carbon dioxide, the solid carbon dioxide which is available, the carbon dioxide which is available in a solid form. So it is known as a dry ice. So it has a beauty that at about minus 78.5 degrees centigrade exactly, this at the atmospheric pressure, this solid carbon dioxide or dry ice will get evaporates whenever it placed at atmospheric pressure. Okay, whenever it placed at outside, and when the dry ice is reached at about minus 78.5 degrees centigrade, it will start the evaporation. I think I understood. So it means minus 78.5 degrees centigrade is getting evaporated. So it is releasing very high cooling effect. So get very low temperatures when it evaporates at this temperature. So producing very low temperatures, then ice refrigeration is possible with the dry ice refrigeration, right? So as earlier discussed, the point evaporates directly into vapor state without passing through liquid state. So you can see some the diagrammatic palettes here. Some dry ices you can see here. So that much of the very low temperature, it cannot be placed, it cannot be touched with your bare hand directly, right? You will see the process, how the what is the use of this dry ice refrigeration, and how they make it. So they are used in a, like a, whenever some food products has to be transported from to the longer distances for some days, it has to carry out, and it has to stored for longer periods. So this dry ice refrigeration is very suitable one, or is transporting through airplanes, so from one country to other country. But like just like take example of meat, or some vegetables, or some any fruits like that, very rare fruits, it has transport from one country to other country. For storage purpose, it has to maintain some temperature, it has to store at very lower temperatures. So it will give a very good results for storing purpose. The dry ice refrigeration, where it is placed in some cabinet, this dry ice refrigeration is placed, and inside the containers all the particles are all the parts are placed. You can see here, all these are the food cartons, the brown colored one. Inside that, the food cartons are placed, and you can see at the centers or some other sides at the bottom or at the sides, you can see the dry ice is placed, which are in white color. So likewise, we can maintain very low temperatures of that particular food uh, or any other products. You can see the same thing. The dry ice is placed on the top or sides of the food cartons. So heat absorbed by the dry ice due to evaporation on the top or sides of the food cartons, and thus low temperature is maintained. Okay. So evaporation is taking place, and what happens? The dry ice, whatever the heat produced, which is or a heat which is present in the products. So it is absorbed by the dry ice and it gets evaporated. Hope you understood. Whatever the heat which is present in the products, that heat is taken by the dry ice, and dry ice will start getting evaporated. That cooling effect is taken by the products. Very simple process. And those low temperatures is maintained in the particular the food cartons. Right. See, we have discussed regarding the applications where we have to move to high transportation, like aircraft. In aircrafts we can use moving from one country to another country where the requirement of food is there, perishable food. So here, coming to the summary part, I hope you have understood whatever the objective you have seen, that regarding the refrigeration, regarding the definition of refrigeration, and I hope you understood all this and meaning of refrigeration. We have seen some basic examples of that. We have seen some history of refrigeration, how the revolution had taken place from around 2500 BC. What type of refrigeration is taken place? How the cooling effect is uh, for the cooling of the products? How they have used the refrigeration, the natural refrigeration. Now what type of refrigeration we are using, the artificial refrigeration, how the methods are taken advanced. We can clearly see in the we will see in the methods of refrigeration. So still we have learned only the two methods of refrigeration. So all the we have listed out some 9 to 10 methods of refrigeration out there, and also we discussed the direct ice refrigeration and indirect ice refrigeration, and a very beautiful topic we have seen, that is the dry ice refrigeration also. So all these topics we have learned in the today's class. And coming to end of the topic, and next class we will see the continuation of the topics, and we will explain the different methods of refrigeration, like steam jet water refrigeration, and the throttling of gas by expansion of air, PCR system, VAR system. So beautiful interesting topics are there, so we can see in the next classes. Hope you have understood this topic is very interesting. Hope you have benefited from this. So thank you. See some basic quiz questions regarding the topic. The first question, a very simple one. The question is, water in a pot is cooled due to. So I am providing the processes here. The first is condensation, evaporation, compression, and the fourth one is expansion. So what is the process involved in this? How the water is getting cooled in a clay pot or in earthen pot? We have discussed that. The answer is evaporation. Answer is B. Evaporation cooling process. Next, second question. I hope you know this sentence. The science of providing and maintaining temperatures below that of surrounding atmosphere is called A. Thermodynamics, B. Refrigeration, C. Compression, and D. Expansion. So I told that is a definition of a refrigeration given by ASHRAE, American Society of Heating, Refrigeration, Air Conditioning Engineers. Next, third question is, refrigeration means the removing of dash from substance or space to be cooled. Cold, second one is matter, third one is air, and fourth one is heat. So what you have to remove? So you have to remove the heat. Answer is heat from the substance. Then the cooling effect can be given. That is a refrigeration process. So this is a frequently asked question. Define the refrigeration and list various methods of refrigeration. Explain any one of the refrigeration method, like explain the ice refrigeration method or explain the dry ice refrigeration method. Okay, thank you.